God has proved to his people, the Israelites, that he is the Lord and that he heard their cries. And he set them free so that they would worship only him. He sent 10 plagues to prove that he alone is God. And he set his people free from the Egyptians to live a new life. He proved over and over and over again that he knew exactly what they needed. Let us watch now as he proves this again while they are wandering around in the desert. Henry, would you be a dear and roll the footage, please?
I've never seen anything like this. It was amazing. It was like, well, just look around if you want to know what it was like. What happened? Well, it was a miracle. There was an angel of God who came in a pillar of fire, and then we had to escape from the Egyptian army who was just after us, and so we went across the Red Sea, except the water went up into walls, and we had to walk across on dry land, and then we had to carry our kids and drag our goats. We had carts, and they were after us, but we were running, and the walls of water, and then we got to the other side, and then the Egyptians, they were in the pathway, and then all of a sudden the water just took them out. All of them were gone, but we made it to the other side without even getting wet. I mean, our shoes were even dry.
Honestly, I can't say I've seen anything like it. The Lord has really delivered us from the Egyptians.
I didn't ask for this, that's for sure. I mean, I think we're gonna...
Fight the dust out here?
I mean, follow this Moses guy out here, because he says he knows the way to the promised land, but, it's been 3 days in the desert. No food, no water. Our kids are bawling. Our animals are weeping. And, I mean, if we don't get some food and water soon, there ain't gonna be any people to get into the promised land,
No, it's totally cool. I totally know where we're going.
Well, I was happy a few days ago, but that was a few days ago. And it really makes you think about how good we had it back in Egypt with all the water and food and stuff.
But you were slaves in Egypt.
Yeah, but I think I'd rather be a slave building bricks. They'd be wandering around in this revolting desert.
Oh, gross! Why did you bring us here, Moses? We should have stayed in Egypt!
It was the strangest thing. The Lord was telling me that if I dropped the wood into the nasty water, that it would be safe to drink. Next thing I know,
Wait! What are we even doing here? We should have died by the Lord's hand in Egypt. At least when we were there, we ate and we're full. And now we're just in the desert. And we're all gonna die. And for what reason?
What reason?
Because of Moses?
Nope. No.
For Moses?
Let's get him!
Get him!
Israelites, God has revealed his plan to me. First, he is going to rain down manna every day. Now, manna is like bread, but it's like more like a cracker, and it's kind of sweet. You'll see what it's like. You'll see every day. You'll have tons of manna to see what that's like. Now, you will gather on days 1 through 5 of the week 1 omer's worth. And this is an omer. On day 6, you get to collect 2 omers worth. Because on day 7, the holy day, we rest and there is no manna to collect, which means no omers. All right? Now, God has heard your whining. He's heard your complaining. But he knows what you need. So you need to stop complaining. Stat!
It's kind of like honey. Like crackery tasting honey.
It's pretty good. You know, props to God. He's a pretty good chef.
And it was right, it was left, it was everywhere to Sunday. It was like a magical carpet of food.
I took some extra.
Yeah, some of the people took more than their fair share. Absolutely ridiculous. God feeds his people, he gives them instructions, and they can't even follow him.
I thought we had this whole water situation fixed, but we don't. I don't know about this Moses character. I don't know what he's doing. He says he can talk to God and everything, but he doesn't seem to understand that people need food, and food, we have the food, we have food. We need water, we have no water.
After we wandered away from the good water, everyone started worrying and complaining again. But I knew God would take care of us. He told me to hit a rock with a stick. But of course, he provided. God really does know exactly what we need.
God proved to his people that he had the power to take care of their every need. Though sometimes they worried about water and food and water again, and they complained and they worried and they complained some more. But God, he showed them that he could provide for them food and water. And just to show how capable he was of providing for their every need, he made water miraculously come out of a rock. Amazing! You see, God used time in the deserts with the Israelites to show them just how much he could take care of them. And God can take care of all of our needs too. In fact, he always knows what we need before we even know it ourselves. As a filmmaker, I can often hold tight to my worries. Like the time we were in the African jungle, and we weren't even sure where our next meal was going to come from. But God provided. You see, God wants us to release our worries to him so that he can heal us from this life of worry. And because of this, we can let go of our worries and lead into a new life with him. Remember that time that we saw Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the fiery furnace? Oh, now that was hot. Oh, the Tower of Babel. And all of those people were talking in those funny languages all at the same time. That was so random. Wasn't that random? Except for that time that we were chased by those lions in the safari. Oh, that was horrid. It was almost like that time when Daniel was thrown into the lion's den. You know, I was so mad that I missed that. I tried to get there just in time, just to cover that story. And it didn't happen. It was one of the most saddening times in my life as a journalist, as a filmmaker. Well, they're turning off the lights and it might be time to say goodbye and good night.